Today is July the 6th. How can I follow Jesus? Let's find out together as we look through the Gospels. Yesterday we mentioned that we're beginning a new series. We're looking at everything that Jesus commanded, and we have classified those in 5 meta commands. The first of those meta commands is Jesus commands us to be saved. Now, he never uses the terminology be saved. The favored way, the most common way that he uses to talk to people about being saved is when he simply says, follow me. And he does this several times. In fact, we find that in the Gospels, the word follow, the verb follow, occurs 70 times. It only occurs 10 other times in the New Testament. So in the Gospels, Jesus focuses on people following him. For the 12 disciples, when Jesus said, follow me, there was a physical aspect to that. They left what they were doing and they went and they literally lived with Jesus. They ate with him. They followed after him. They heard what he was preaching. They saw the miracles that he did. They slept around the same campfire together. They ministered to the same groups of people. When they went to the temple, they went to the temple together. They were with Jesus constantly. For us today, it's not so much a call to physical following. So what is it? What is it that Jesus is asking us to do? The word follow in Greek literally means to get on the path with, to join, to walk a little bit behind, to walk alongside, but to be on the same path. Following, in Jesus' words, is discipleship. John chapter 12, verse 26 says this. Anyone who wants to be my disciple must follow me, because my servants must be where I am. The Father will honor anyone who serves me. Discipleship is following. So a very simple definition of what it means to follow Jesus is to say that it means that we are in discipleship with Jesus. Now in Luke chapter 5, verse 11, Jesus approaches James and John as they are fishing along the shore. He is teaching the crowd, and the crowd is pushing him. They're trying to get close, and every time Jesus steps back, he goes a little bit deeper into the water. So he says to James and John, let me sit in your boat. So he sits in the boat. The people can no longer push, and he teaches the crowd. When they're done, he says to James and John, let's go fishing. And of course, they catch a miraculous number of fish. At the end of that, Jesus says, follow me. And in verse 11, as soon as they landed, they left everything and they followed Jesus. We see in 7 different paragraphs, Jesus commands people to follow him. In John 1:43. Jesus found Philip and said to him, "Come follow me." In Mark 1:17, Jesus calls out to Peter and Andrew, "Come and follow me. I'll show you how to fish for people." In Mark 2:14, Jesus walks by Levi, who's collecting taxes by the Sea of Galilee. And he says, "Follow me, be my disciple." So Levi got up and followed him. Matthew chapter 8, verse 22. A young man approaches Jesus and says, "What do I need to do to be saved?" Jesus says, "You need to follow me." He said, "Okay, let me go home and bury my father and mother, and then I'll follow you." He wasn't saying, "My father just died, I want to bury him." He was saying, "As soon as my family obligations are done, I'll follow you." Jesus said, "Follow me now. Let the spiritually dead bury their own dead." In Mark chapter 10, a rich young man comes to Jesus and says, "What do I need to do to enter God's kingdom?" Jesus says, "Follow the commands." He says, "I have." Mark says that Jesus looked at him and he loved him. And he said, "You lack one thing. Go and sell everything that you have, then come and follow me." And Mark says the young man went away sad because he was rich. He was not willing to give up everything. John chapter 12, verse 26, the passage we read. Anyone who wants to be my disciple must follow me. And then finally in John 21, verse 19, at the very end of his ministry, Jesus says to Peter, "Peter, follow me." Now, in these 7 paragraphs, Jesus issues the command. He speaks about following him much more. We notice a couple of things from these commands, from these paragraphs. First of all, Jesus doesn't look for volunteers. He goes to them and says, "Follow me." We see, secondly, following involves leaving. The rich young man was not willing to leave his possessions, so he gave up his hope of following Jesus. Luke says that Peter and Andrew left everything and followed him. Following involves a leaving. So what about you? How are you following Jesus today? What do you do on a daily basis to follow and leave behind things that distract you? Please like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional. Send your comments and questions to us at questions@becomehope.com. Tomorrow, we'll find out what it means to repent.